We talked about not much, and then he said, what do you think of this for an idea for a filming where I'll write out the words to a song I'm writing, and I'll hold them up. And I said, that's a fantastic idea. I'll bring a whole lot of shirt cardboards and we'll do it. And that's how it sort of began. And I think the last couple of days we were in England, we all sat around. Donovan helped do. Donovan's a very good drawer, it turns out. So we all sat around the floor of the hotel room doing these cards. And then we went out and we shot it first in the garden behind the hotel, and the policeman came and said, no filming in this garden, and started grabbing me, and we were having a little tussle there. And so we abandoned the garden, and then we went into the back of the hotel where it was just an old alleyway, and shot it. And pretty much, we just did one take, and nobody thought much about it, and we had no idea what we were going to do with it. And so I finished the film, and I was sort of looking at it and thinking, what are the things that are wrong with it now that I can fix? And I realized I had it starting where it starts after that, where he says, well, you start out standing. And I thought, that's kind of a good way to start a film. And I thought, no, nobody knows who the hell he is. I got to get him on stage somehow. To have this shadowy face say, start out standing doesn't hold up. So I took that thing and just stuck it on the front, and it never came off.
Thank goodness, I love it. And I noticed that Allen Ginsberg is in it. And
Yeah.
on the DVD commentary, you mentioned that he was like giving it his blessing.
Yeah. Well, Alan was sort of an old friend of mine. I knew him when we were all in the village together. So I knew him when he had no beard and his hair was very short.
You are rightly very famous for being a real pioneer with the idea of a film that doesn't use narration, doesn't use talking heads, but just sort of objective. The classic line, of course, is fly on the wall concept. Was that
I sort of object to. I hate the idea of being a fly on the wall.
Well, I was going to get to that.
I'd like to see an alligator on the wall.
Yeah, fly's not so big. Although you like small cameras, you need a really small one to be a fly on the wall. But anyway, how did that style evolve for you? Were you consciously saying, I don't want to have narration, or is it just that it kind of evolved that way for you? How did it work?
It's sort of, I guess it evolved. For me, making films is like, it's like going and searching for gold or digging up something out of the ocean that's sunk. It's a search. It's a kind of, it's like going into the woods to see what's there. It's an adventure. And Chris, who's my partner, and I both, that's what we make films for. We go out without knowing what's going to happen. There's no way we could write a script. And it turns out it's hard to raise money because people say, well, what's this film going to be about? And you say, I don't know. And you think you're an idiot and get you out of the room as fast as they can. But the idea of searching for something by way of a camera is kind of amazing when you think of what the camera is. I mean, it's all been invented almost in our time. I mean, in the 1800s, they did have cameras, and you had to stand for half an hour in front of it to have your picture taken. But they were something that somebody discovered and probably knew about long before they knew about pieces of glass and what light did going through them. But the fact is, the camera is an amazing device which, when you point it at something, can't lie. And when you think about that, that's kind of a fantastic idea. And if you're going out to search for something, well, that's what you want to have, something that won't lie to you and tell you what you found. And so all my films, kind of, that's what they are, searches for something. And then after you got all that search down on film and it's piled up in cans somewhere all around the room, then you have to sit down and make theater out of it, because people aren't interested in your search. They're interested in theater. And you